Hi, welcome. You must be here for the caretaker position. Yes, please come on in. Have a seat. Yeah, we have been talking about this position for a while. Yeah, you were interested and applied online to work at our pristine rosewood graveyard. Yes, exactly. So, was it hard to get here for you? No. Perfect. Yes. The road here can be a bit wild sometimes, but I'm glad to hear you made it here. We had problems in the past, but that must not concern you. Yes. Yeah, I've heard a lot about you via mails and telephones. Yeah. So, since we kind of have been going through the formalities already, I wanted to ask you to kindly sign this contract before I talk more about our lovely graveyard. You know, I always had the feeling that applicants get a bit scared away when I tell them their duties right away, and I really cannot afford to have that again. Not after what happened last time. You will understand, right? Yes, yeah, you seem to be a very determined person. That's also what you said in your CV, and you don't lie about that now, do you? Yes, thank you. Oh, yeah, just write it there. Yeah. And there as well. Thank you so much. So now that formalities are out of the way, why don't I tell you our beautiful history of our little rosewood graveyard? Yes, it's quite intriguing, actually. So you see, our graveyard is positioned underneath a beautiful forest. Yes, it's a very famous forest, and also the hilltop, the village above it, is quite famous. It says that it's older than the settlers. Yes, some stones up there have been laid way before they arrived here. Yes, quite interesting, isn't it? But you will soon find that the villagers are quite peculiar. Yes, they have manners and rights that not all of us are quite able to understand. But that should not scare you. You see, since the village is so old, the people living there have very ancient traditions and rites, and a lot of people came to find them to be, how would you call that, a bit peculiar. Yeah, they like to have their little costume parties, and music will be heard in all of the village and the woods for days and nights, and yeah, especially at night they tend to venture. But that's nothing to worry about. It's just how they are. Yeah, good people. Good people, yes. Let me see. What else could I tell you about the village? People tend to stay away from it. They have a very beautiful manor, though, the Rosewood Manor, that a lot of people like to or try to have parties in once in a while, and it is also a very well-known hotel that people from afar tend to stay at, because no one in their right minds around here would ever stay there. The people here do not tend to be very friendly with the villagers. You know how it is. Neighboring villages are always kind of in concurrence now, aren't we? Anyway, the graveyard does also have some of their people buried in their soils, and you will notice that those graves are different. Yes, but I will instruct you later on, so don't worry about it. I have rules that I will also send you via PDF later. Yes. Okay. Some of the villagers say, the graveyard doesn't hold the dead. They whisper it also feeds the village in a way. And that those who rest there don't really rest at all. But I'm getting melancholic, am I? I'm babbling too much. I don't want to scare you away, not away. Okay. So, about your work chores, let me just find them real quick. Yes. Okay, so, your responsibilities are very simple. You are mostly supposed to do maintenance and care for the graves. Exactly. But every task has his little, let's say, rule. You'll learn very quickly. So, the first thing I would ask you to do. Oh, and before I start listing the rules, at this point a lot of people start asking questions. Please reserve them for the end. Yes, it always throws me off when I have to answer questions while I'm reading them, And people tend to forget what I just read to them when they focus on the questions, and that can be good. But it can also make you lose focus, and we do not want that. Okay, great, thank you. So, the lanterns, you will notice them, they're placed in each corner of the graveyard. And especially at the entrance, of course, and they always must be lit before midnight. When they're lit after that, the shadows tend to get a little bit bold and they'll follow you. Yeah, they dislike being seen, but they follow you. It's kind of weird. You promised me not to ask any questions until the end. Exactly, thank you. See, now I'm all thrown off. What was it? Exactly. The Caretaker's bell. It is hanging in the chapel ruin. I will show you later. You should ring it once after you leave your shift at sunrise. Never twice, never thrice, just once. Because you know what they say, once is a greeting, two is an invitation, and three, well, the last time we'll try it never rang anything again. Do with that what you will. So remember, only once, not two, not three, just once, please. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Some graves require extra tending. Like I mentioned before, the villagers' gravestones especially, tend to be different. So the moss on there grows faster than you can blink. Yeah, just scrub that off. And never use your bare hands. We have equipment for that we will provide for you in the shed. Yes, there where the Caretaker bell is. Exactly. Always use the gloves we have provided for you. it is essential. Except for you want to leave your hand burned like a stake on the gravestone. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it is with the grave people, with the villagers. Gravestones. Exactly. See, you threw me off again right there, because I told you not to ask any questions until the end. Could you please respect that now? Yes, thank you. Okay, so every week, place a fresh loaf of bread. You can get it at the bakery across the street. That's her favorite. Put that bread on the grave of Sister Magda. Yes. Don't ask why. She was never a nun, nor was she ever called Magda, but if it disappears in the morning, everything's fine, and that's a blessing. Consider it a good sign. Okay. So there's one particular grave. How should I put that? Well, grave number 13, you see, must be left exactly the way you find it. Yes, if it's dug up, leave it. If there's dirt everywhere and the body is missing, leave it. If there's anything peculiar about it, just leave it and ignore it. Don't call authorities. In a matter of fact, never call authorities. Whatever happens within the graveyard grounds usually tends to resolve itself until morning. Yeah, you don't have to do anything about it. Exactly. Just let it be. Oh, and if it's a mess, yeah, I see why you would want to ask that. If it's a mess, you just leave it. It's the morning shift's problem. Yes, they're used to it. Any other questions so far? No? Great, thank you. So, you may hear knocking from beneath the earth. Ignore it. That's none of your concern. Yes. Oh, and don't whistle while you work, please. I mean, it could be mistaken for summons. Oh no, that was a joke, of course. You know, you wouldn't want to be disturbing the dead. Yeah, I mean, you would hate it too. Somebody would be walking past your house whistling all the time while you were trying to fall asleep. Now wouldn't you? So the same is for the dead, right? They just want to rest there. At least most of them. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. What else must you know? Ah, yes. You'll notice sometimes the statues will turn. Not when you're watching, of course, but just nod in their direction and move along. Yes. Also, there's this one thing about the soil in the northern plot. Yes, it tends to smell of iron when it rains. But nobody's buried there. So just leave it. Well, at least officially nobody's buried there. Just ignore it. Yes, people try to dig the dirt away, and boy oh boy, I don't even want to think about it. Yes, yeah, let's forget about it, yes. Sweep it under the rug. Good. Exactly, then you will find coins lying about the graves sometimes. Leave them, please. They're not yours to take. I mean, after all, you already get paid enough now, don't you? Yes, there's no need to get the coins. They're for passage. Yes, they're payment for the ghosts for passage. Don't ask. A lot of cultures have this tradition. Plus, you don't want to be a grave robber now. Have I hired a grave robber? Exactly. Keep your hands to yourself. Thank you. What else is there to know? Oh yeah, when you feel somebody walking past you and you turn around and there's nothing there, don't turn around again. You see, it kind of is, how should I say, once is curiosity and twice is an invitation, and that's actually valid for every single thing you do here. Yes, you have heard it a couple of times. Great. Questions? Oh, yes. Everything you need in terms of equipment I already mentioned, and the uniform will be provided to you. Yes, exactly. We will give it to you when your shift starts. You want to know about the villagers? Listen, let's not talk about them, okay? You will find out about them sooner than you would want to, and yes, trust me. Yeah, okay. It's best if we don't discuss it and we don't go there. Yeah. Speaking of the village and the woods, there are a couple of more things you should know about it, actually. You see, you'll hear things coming from the wood. Yeah, never acknowledge it. Never go towards it, okay? No matter what you hear, voices, weeping, laughing, your name being called out, especially when your name gets called out, don't follow it. Don't ever do that, okay? Yes. The forest has its ways of barring voices that are not theirs. Anyway, so you're really... Oh. You're asking me what would happen if you still go into the woods now. Why would you even want to do that at all? After everything I just told you about everything around here, actually. Yeah, you see, I think it's best to just don't go there. Like, look, really don't. I really don't want to have to look for another caretaker again. I mean, we already had to triple the salary. Just don't. Please just stay within the grounds. Thank you, dear. Yes, it's the best. There's one more thing. Occasionally, hooligans, kids, curious wanderers, or drunkards tend to break into the graveyard. Yeah, you would wonder. It happens. Or these satanic little goth kids that try to summon the devil. Yes, happens. Just tell them to leave. Yeah, try very hard to make them leave, otherwise Eduardo will take care of it. I mean, he needs to eat something, doesn't he? But still. Who's Eduardo, you're asking? Let's say he's a fun little colleague that we have that takes care of problems we cannot that easily take care of. Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's going to protect you from a lot of things. He actually loves the caretakers that stop by and work here, and he just gets misunderstood because he has a very particular look to him. Yes. You really don't have to worry about about him. He's nice, yes. Why everyone quits after a night? Well, I mean, love. It's a job at night on a graveyard with a woods surrounding it that is rumored to be haunted. A village with strange villagers on top of a hill that are peculiar, whose graves are, you see. It's a graveyard at night. People tend to imagine things and see things that are not technically there, and it scares them. But you're tough. You're tough, aren't you? I asked you a lot of questions about it, and it seemed as though you were very resilient, and I hope you stand by that. Yes, you see, there's really nothing to be scared of. The people are dead. Eduardo is nice. If you follow the rules, nothing is ever going to happen to you. Well, I mean, I can't promise 100%. I mean, things tend to happen always, no matter where you work, but let's say you'll be safe if you follow the rules. Yes. Okay, well then, I guess everything is settled and in order, and you will begin tonight. Yes, you can come by the gates and I will festively hand you the key to our beautiful rosewood graveyard. Yes, the lantern will be waiting for you at the caretaker's shed. Exactly, and you can walk around with the cute little lanterns. Yeah, we have lights, like I told you, the lanterns that you have to turn on, but these provide some extra lights. Exactly. Remember the rules. Always follow them. Don't do stupid things. Just remember everything I told you, and you will be absolutely fine. Yes, I will send you the rules via PDF in the mails as well. Then you can memorize them until tonight. And welcome to your new home amongst the dead. I hope you're excited for the night, because it's gonna be a long one. Take care, and I see you next time.